our love has grown, 'cause it grows stronger.
She shocked the world at just 14. 1 minute, she was a shy schoolgirl standing silently on the America's Got Talent stage. The next, she was a firestorm of vintage rock energy, belting out vocals that made even Howie Mandel slam the golden buzzer without hesitation. Her name was Courtney Hadwin, and overnight, she became a viral sensation. But then silence. No chart-topping hits, no full-length album, no flashy red carpet appearances. While the world waited for a new superstar to rise, Courtney all but vanished from the spotlight. What happened to this once-in-a-generation talent? And why did she turn her back on the fast lane to fame? The answers are deeper, bolder, and more surprising than anyone imagined. When Courtney Hadwin stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage in 2018, no one knew her name. Just 14 years old, she looked visibly nervous, her voice barely audible as she answered the judges' questions. The audience didn't expect much. Then, the music hit. In a split second, she transformed. Gone was the shy teenager. In her place stood a powerhouse performer channeling the spirit of Janis Joplin, her raspy vocals tearing through the theater like a bolt of lightning. The audience erupted. The judges were stunned. And Howie Mandel didn't hesitate. He slammed the golden buzzer, launching her straight to the live shows and calling her Janis Joplin reincarnated. It was the kind of moment that defines a career. Viral clips flooded the internet. Media outlets rushed to cover the story of the girl with the soul of a 70s rock legend. She quickly became the breakout star of the season, with millions convinced she was destined to win it all. But when the finale arrived, she didn't take the crown. Instead, magician Shin Lim won the top prize, and Courtney placed in the top 10. Still, fans believed this was just the beginning. With her raw talent, stage presence, and viral fame, the road to stardom seemed inevitable. But what came next wasn't what anyone expected. After the confetti fell and the cameras turned off, everyone assumed Courtney Hadwin was on the fast track to stardom. The media buzzed with speculation. Would she release an album? Sign a major record deal? Embark on a world tour? Instead, she went quiet. There was no debut single lighting up the charts. No album release. No viral follow-up. Months passed, then a full year. Fans who had fallen in love with her voice and stage presence were left wondering, what happened? Behind the scenes, it seemed like everything was lining up. In December 2018, news broke that Courtney had signed with Psycho Music and Arista Records, two powerhouse labels connected to Simon Cowell and responsible for acts like One Direction and Leona Lewis. On paper, it looked like the dream scenario. But there was no rollout, no press tour, no polished music video launch. Instead, Courtney disappeared from the mainstream spotlight. No scandals, no headlines, just a gradual vanishing act. In an industry that thrives on momentum, it was a move that baffled many. Why would one of the most memorable contestants in AGT history go silent when the world was watching? The answer was quietly unfolding behind closed doors. While most reality show stars rushed to capitalize on the hype, releasing fast-track singles and media-friendly pop records, Courtney chose something radically different: silence, reflection, and control. Despite signing with two major labels, she made it clear she had no intention of being a manufactured pop product. Behind the scenes, industry expectations clashed with Courtney's creative instincts. Executives wanted a radio-friendly sensation. She wanted grit. They envisioned bubblegum beats and streaming hits. She dreamed of soul, blues, and rock, the kind of music that didn't fit the charts but fed her soul. It was never just about fame for her. It was about honesty. Instead of rushing an album to meet a contract, she relocated from the UK to the United States. The goal? To work on music full-time without the pressure of industry formulas. While labels whispered about viral singles, Courtney was writing, experimenting, and redefining her sound in private. It was a gamble. In the world of music, timing is everything. Miss the moment and you risk being forgotten. But Courtney wasn't interested in chasing moments. She was building something that could last. And soon, she would quietly resurface with something no one expected. After months of near silence, Courtney Hadwin finally re-emerged, but not with a flashy single or viral dance hit. In late 2019, she dropped The Cover Sessions, a stripped-down EP that featured raw, acoustic versions of hit songs like Sign of the Times and Old Town Road. There were no heavy beats, no flashy production, just her voice center stage. It wasn't the full-length debut people had been waiting for, but it was deliberate. The EP was a statement. She wasn't here to impress labels or follow pop trends. She was here to sing, and more importantly, to create. The songs weren't reinvented for mass appeal, they were distilled to their essence, allowing Courtney's emotional delivery to shine. For the first time, fans got a glimpse of the artist she was becoming, not just a girl from AGT, but a voice with purpose. During this time, Courtney also returned to the stage, not on national television, but in intimate venues and niche festivals like Rockstock and the 100 Club. These weren't pop arenas, they were sacred grounds for real musicians. And that's exactly where she wanted to be. It was here that something shifted. She began teasing original music, performing songs that weren't covers, but hers. And in those performances, you could feel it. Courtney wasn't chasing the spotlight anymore. She was building her own. Courtney Hadwin had the backing of industry giants, but that didn't guarantee freedom. Inside the machine, she faced a tough reality. Major labels wanted control. They wanted songs crafted by committees, molded for radio, and designed for TikTok virality. But Courtney wasn't built for that world. Her idols, Janis Joplin, Etta James, James Brown, didn't follow trends. They created them. So when her creative vision clashed with label expectations, she made a bold decision. She walked away. Courtney quietly parted ways with Arista Records. There was no scandal, no public fallout, just another moment of silence. But behind that silence was strength. She chose the hard road, independence. For most artists, leaving a major label can mean the end. Without the support of PR teams, producers, and promotion, it's nearly impossible to compete with the mainstream. But Courtney wasn't trying to compete. She was trying to connect. Going independent meant doing everything herself: writing, recording, promoting, booking shows, and keeping fans engaged. It was a massive challenge, but it also meant freedom. She could finally release music on her terms, without filters, without formulas. Her fans, the ones who had followed her since AGT, stayed loyal. Not because she was famous, but because she was fearless. In 2021, Courtney Hadwin made her long-awaited return, not with a flashy rollout, but with a punch of raw emotion. Her debut single, Good Old Days, wasn't polished for radio or engineered for the algorithm. It was gritty, nostalgic, and unapologetically hers. More than just a song, it was a message. Courtney wasn't here to play by the industry's rules. She was here to make music that mattered. And this time, she wasn't just singing, she was writing. Good Old Days was penned by Courtney herself, a rare move for a young artist breaking away from a talent show. Most contestants are handed pre-written songs, sculpted by teams of professionals. Courtney refused that shortcut. She wanted control of the message, the sound, and the soul of her work. She brought that energy to the stage, too. No longer appearing on primetime TV, Courtney was commanding smaller, grittier venues where real musicians earn their stripes. From local festivals to historic clubs, she was proving she didn't need lights, cameras, or hype. Just a mic, a stage, and her voice. Every show became a proving ground. And slowly, brick by brick, she began rebuilding, not as a contestant, but as a serious artist. Fast forward to 2025, and Courtney Hadwin has done what few reality show stars ever manage. She's stayed relevant without ever selling out. In February, she dropped Spellbound, a fiery, high-energy single that stunned both fans and critics. This wasn't a nostalgia act. This was a declaration. Spellbound fused pop-punk aggression with Courtney's signature raspy soul, creating a sound that was both fresh and unmistakably her. But here's what made it even more impressive. It wasn't even planned. Courtney revealed that the song came together spontaneously during a studio session in Minneapolis. working alongside Grammy-winning producer Kevin B. The track wasn't born in a boardroom. It came from raw personal emotion, an experience she channeled directly into the lyrics. And you can hear it in every note. But Spellbound didn't stop at sound. Courtney followed up with a visually arresting music video, directed by Benjamin Ballard and shot in the French countryside. No flashy effects, no gimmicks, just storytelling, emotion, and artistry. Everything her fans have come to expect. This wasn't the work of a teenage sensation anymore. It was the work of an artist. Grown, evolved, intentional. And the biggest move? Still to come. For years, fans asked the same question. When is Courtney Hadwin finally going to release an album? Now, in 2025, that answer is finally within reach. Courtney has confirmed that her long-awaited debut album is set to drop later this year. And from everything she's hinted so far, it's not just a collection of songs, it's a statement. This isn't a manufactured pop release curated by executives in suits. It's an emotional journey through rock, soul, blues, and punk, all blended together by an artist who spent the last 5 years shaping her identity. She's not chasing charts. She's creating her own soundscape. Courtney says every track on the album has been carefully crafted to reflect the full range of who she is now. Gritty rock anthems, stripped-down ballads, even experimental edges. This album is designed to surprise, shake, and remind the world exactly why she can't be boxed in. And perhaps the most important part? She's doing it all on her own terms. She promised that the album will carry the same raw energy that made her a star on AGT, but with the control, confidence, and creative maturity of an artist who's earned her place, not been handed it. It's not just her debut album, it's her reintroduction. Courtney Hadwin's journey isn't about recreating a viral moment. It's about building something real, something that lasts. She's no longer the 14-year-old with a big voice and a bigger surprise factor. Today, at 20, the novelty of young girl, old soul has faded. Now it's the music that has to speak, and she knows it. This is the critical chapter, the part of her story where she proves she's more than a one-time headline. She's an artist with staying power. But the music industry has changed. Social media reigns supreme. Artists rise and fall based on algorithms. TikTok hits break charts overnight. Yet Courtney still plays it her way. Her social media presence? Quiet but intentional. No trending dances. No viral stunts. Just music, behind-the-scenes glimpses, and real updates. Some say she should lean into social media more. And maybe she will. But one thing's for sure. She won't fake it just to fit in. Now, all eyes are on her next move. A full-length tour? A major collaboration? A breakout track that redefines her place in the industry? What's clear is this. Courtney Hadwin is no longer trying to be what the industry wants. She's becoming who she was meant to be. And that just might be the key to everything. In a world obsessed with overnight fame, viral stunts, and chart-friendly formulas, Courtney Hadwin chose the road almost no one dares to take. Authenticity. She walked away from a major label. She rejected the fast fame model. She rewrote her path from the ground up, not to please the industry, but to honor her voice, her influences, and her purpose. Every decision she made was risky. Every delay tested her fans' patience. But now it's paying off. Spellbound proved that she still has the power to shock. Her upcoming album is set to redefine what it means to make it without conforming. And through it all, she stayed grounded. No scandals, no compromises, just a relentless belief in her music. Courtney Hadwin may not be topping every chart. She may not dominate your daily feed. But she's doing something far more powerful, earning her legacy one song, one stage, and one fearless decision at a time. So the question isn't whether Courtney made the right choice after America's Got Talent. It's whether the music industry is finally ready for someone who refuses to play by its rules.